Hey everybody, so I am back today with just an overview of my recent haul from Warlord for bolt action. I just got my second infusion of bolt action stuff. Thought I'd just go over what I got and maybe just point out something that I noticed too. Essentially, when I opened the box, I ordered two Shermans, and one of them came in a box like this, and then the other one came in just bubble wrap. Coincidentally, I mean, like the one that's in here was in the same sort of format with bubble wrap. It was just missing the box, and so not necessarily usually the biggest deal, but I'll get back to that in a couple of seconds. So I got two Shermans. I got one with the 76mm gun, and then turret gun, and then the other with the standard 75. That was the goal. I did actually get a Greyhound as well, so it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to fielding that. I got a 50 cal HMG team because the only one that's 50 cal that I have right now is for the back of the Jeep. I've got the U.S. Army Forward Observer Officer, so I've got planes that I've shown before, and I can now use him with that once I paint him up, that team. Miscellaneous things that I got, and I just got some Warlord bases because I noticed that a lot of these teams that don't come with the bases, and I kind of like them. They're actually really thin profile and it's kind of nice. I did get decals for my tanks. Just last time I got the Allied Star with the ring. These, it's hard to see here because it's white on white, but these are the just the plain Allied Star. And then for the teams that need bases, I also got these large, I believe they're 50 millimeter, 60 millimeter round support weapon bases. So I got these. So as far as the Shermans go, quite interesting is that the first Sherman that I opened up, which was the 76 millimeter, I looked at it and I didn't really know what to expect because I've not opened a tank here before. But I saw the tracks, and you know, this part kind of looked fine, but then I saw here all of this flashing is pretty significant to cut off, and they're pretty large pieces. So I thought about that and I was like, okay, you know, never opened one of these before. The other one for this tank is the same. It's got this really big piece of flashing. No damage that I could see per se, you know, other than all of that flashing that needs to be cut off. I looked at the body, and yeah, like, I mean, there is just some pieces here that have to be cut off right there. Some flashing that's just on there, which is no big deal really. I'm kind of used to taking care of stuff like that, but it looked a little bit rough. Wasn't quite sure what to make of it from that context. And then when I looked at the turret, I thought the top looks pretty nice. But then when I got to the bottom, I thought, wow, like, that's not just rough, like, that's, I'm gonna have to do some major sanding and clipping on this, like, all the way around. Like, right now, it wouldn't fit at all. There's just no way this would actually go in at all. It's like putting a square peg into a round hole. It did come, I haven't checked to see that every piece is in here because I don't actually know. I have to look this stuff up. It does come with a tank driver, and look, I got the, you know, the actual can itself, the caps. So yeah, so I have to look at that stuff. I'm guessing that there's a machine. Yeah, it looks like there's a machine gun here. So yeah, so I can check through that stuff. But you know, I was like, okay, so that's what I got. And then I went and I did open the one in the box. That came in the box, and that was this one. And I thought, ooh, look at that. That's like nice and smooth. Same here. Brush nice. This is the one that came in the box, not just the bag. Brush nice and smooth. And when I looked at the body itself, you know, I can actually see where it's been sanded here, like there's resin here. It's all nice and smooth. It looks completely prepped, this one here, compared to the other. Like, this looks great. And then even when I go to the turret, look at that. Perfect compared to that. So I think I can't say for sure why one came so much better than the other, but I suspect it was because they had this 20% off sale that I took advantage of, and they were basically doing these as quickly as possible and didn't take the time that was necessary to prep them like they do as a normal standard, is what I'm guessing. Guessing that this, you know, the nice, smooth, taken care of one was not the exception, you know, like somebody just felt like doing it that day. And so yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. It kind of shows a little bit of inattention to process on their part. Not worth really, I can deal with it. Like, it's, you know, I'm not gonna contact them or anything about it, because I did essentially get, from what I can understand so far, what I ordered. With that said, I'll wrap these guys up here, set them aside. I could open the Greyhound real quick just to show you what that looks like, similar to this. I did actually, admittedly, I did open it up and I didn't really see any issues with it. And so it's in this, just comes in this plastic bubble wrap in the box. Now this one is surprisingly a lot of metal. I don't know, maybe to me it's surprising, but the main body is definitely resin, and it looks to me to be in fairly good shape. As you know, like, I don't see too much that's off. It needs a little bit of sanding, but it seems to be in pretty good shape. The one thing it does look like there is here is just pieces between the wheels that have to be trimmed. That's just probably just normal stuff that needs to be just cut out. And then it does come with this big bag of it. It's a lot of metal on this one to put in. It does look like, now looking at it, that looks like the HMG was bent here. This stuff's not really that big of a deal. That can be straightened out. But as well, we've got tires for the front. And this stuff, I believe, is pretty much for the top. So we have our piece that just sort of sits on top of here, and here's the kind of the equivalent of a turret. Sorry, that's like the equivalent of a turret. This definitely looks like the piece that sits on top of that. I'm guessing this just gets cut out. And then this part here, I'm not sure where it goes. Sure, I'll probably try to get my hands on some instructions somewhere. I'm not sure if this is supposed to set inside. Maybe this sets inside it, and then this sits on top of it. I'm guessing. I don't know actually. Maybe it's this way. Something like that. Maybe not. But seems like that's what it should be. Doesn't seem like sitting directly on it. It's also got to be shaved down. But it almost seems like it should be something like that. So yeah, well, I'll figure it out. But overall, it looks pretty good. It's going to take a little figuring out. So yeah, that's my update. That's my latest Warlord stuff. I should have just put up a video before this of where my progress is on my current models for bolt action. I'm pretty much done with most of the stuff from my initial order. I do have a last bit of infantry to paint up, but I'm pretty close to just being finished. I've done most of the support stuff, so it'll be nice to actually kind of get working on my next infusion of stuff, because we're wanting to start playing some 750 and then 1,000 point games. Right now we're just doing 500. So yeah, so it should be cool. Oh, and actually, this does actually have directions on here as to how, on the back, which is quite nice, on how to assemble it, and so does this one. So cool. Okay, thanks everybody. Take care.